Still ahead on the show, with fears of a slowdown threatening IT spending, how will the tech sector fare this year? Exclusive interview coming up with the CEO of global IT services provider Mphasis right here on Squawk. Don't go away. Welcome back. Let's get an exclusive sneak peek into what 2012 may have in store for the IT services sector. Ganesh Ayyar joins us, CEO of Mphasis, like that name. He joins our guest host, Jimmy Koh, Executive Director at UOB. Both of them are on the desk here at the SGX. Ganesh, great to see you. Belated Happy New Year. So tell us, earnings just out. Numbers good. Prospects for this year?
Yeah, so it's going to be a very interesting year for the IT services firm across the world because people are slightly nervous about the economic situation. So I see that discretionary spend will be under pressure in IT services business. But at the same time, the competition for customer retention and acquisition in that area will be greater. And from that standpoint, Mphasis does stand a reasonable chance, because we specialize in customer-facing technology and systems.
Okay. Explain that, customer-facing technology. What is that?
So if you're talking about, customer relationship management solutions,
CRM. Okay,
or call centers,
all right.
And what we are focused on is to see how business process and application can be brought together so that we can help our customers to generate more revenue from their customers and generate better services for their customer, enhance their value proposition to their customer. And we are very focused on banking, capital market and insurance, and we are also focused on telecom and healthcare from customer service perspective. So from that standpoint, we stand a reasonable chance, but at the same time, this is going to be a very, very interesting year, and especially for offshoring firms. Because offshoring firms have focused on cost reduction and labor arbitrage as their primary profit pool.
Okay.
They need to really move into the next phase.
They need to go higher and faster up the value-added ladder because, look, I mean, the original business model, I mean, you can't depend on those margins forever is what you're saying, right?
You're absolutely right.
Okay, and are you doing that fast enough?
Absolutely. So, we are a mid-sized firm in that sense. So we are large enough to have critical mass, small enough to move fast. We started this journey 18 months ago. And it's not an easy journey, because people, management consultants, everybody talks about transformation as if it's an easy word. And actually the physical aspect of transformation is easier. People focus on restructuring. But talent, which is the key focus for IT services firm, transforming that talent takes time. And we have invested heavily in changing our talent pool, bringing in practitioners to ensure that we enhance our value proposition. So I believe that we are using our advantage as a small firm. I mean, we are leveraging on that advantage, just like Singapore does, right? As a country, they are small, but they have leveraged on their strengths.
That's right. Bit. Jimmy?
I come from the financial side. What we are seeing in banking-wise is that margin is being compressed, fees are being competed. So a lot of banks are struggling to meet shareholders' value and tightening up on the cost structure. So a lot of them have set up like offshore centers, centers of excellence beyond countries whereby we talk about labor arbitrage. Where does your company comes in?
No, so as I said, that labor arbitrage is just one of the value propositions that we bring to the fore. What is important is, can we participate with our customers in their success? So you need to focus on business models. You need to focus on cost variability. Can you do outcome-based models so that the customer's fixed cost doesn't go up and we participate in their success? So if you are talking about global delivery centers, we have multiple centers in India. We have a center in China. We have just opened up a center in Poland for doing nearshore for Europe. We are actively exploring nearshore center for North America. So these are multiple centers. But the real value proposition is about how do you enhance our customers' ability to retain the right set of customers, to acquire right set of customers, better than their competition. And that's our focus.
Is that being initiated by your company, or are you listening to your customers? What are your customers actually doing? Are they telling you, okay, we want more bang for our buck here, and is your company delivering on creating that value for the customer? Or are you taking it in terms of a proactive approach to it by preempting that process?
Actually, the best way to understand the market is to be with your customers. So I personally spend enormous amount of time with customers. And, you know, while my office is in Bangalore, I literally travel 20 days in a month, and 65% of my business comes from the US. So actually I make a trip a month to US. Wow. And it's amazing how they understand their customers. So you don't necessarily need consulting firms to tell you what's going to happen in the market. So somebody said, you know, why go to a priest? Just go to the God himself. So we go to our customers.
Cut out the intermediary, huh? Interesting stuff, yeah. Are you seriously looking at or even considering setting up operations down in the Philippines? Because Jim and I were talking about how under the new administration of President Aquino, they're actually gaining a lot of traction in BPO.
So actually we made an acquisition of a company called White Corporation, which specializes in insurance software. It's registered in the US, headquartered out of Paris. They do have a footprint in Philippines. So we do have presence. But ultimately, see, the old world spoke about the centers.
Yeah.
And the new world is going to talk about true value proposition. You really need to get into hyper-specialization, if I may. Right? And that's what we have been doing for the last 18 months. Have we arrived there yet? No. I think we have made good progress. Another 18 months, we would have made even more progress. And it's a journey. And we made that choice 18 months ago. Some of the firms are struggling with those choices right now. So I hope that we will be able to do a better job and a faster job so that we can provide more value to our customers and our shareholders.
Ganesh, I just want to ask you a general question about India and its economy. A lot of the guests we've spoken to on CNBC seem to be particularly concerned about India at this point in time because of the structural issues that they face. I'd like to get your take on that, being a CEO of an IT services firm.
From IT services perspective, I'm seeing significant prospect in India, especially at the infrastructure spending level. We are participating in some massive projects in India. Our revenue in India is literally growing at about 50% annualized basis. So we see significant prospect for us and IT services as a whole. But on an overall economy basis, I do tend to agree because there are multiple confusing signals that we are getting from the market. From IT services perspective, I think we are in a safe place as far as India is concerned.
Interesting. Listen, Ganesh, we got to go. Great to talk to you. Thanks for dropping by. We'll see you again very soon, and safe travels.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Ganesh Ayyar there, CEO of Mphasis. And we've got more to come with Jimmy Ko, our guest host from UOB. Got a question for him? Email us at squawk@cnbcasia.com. Still ahead on the show this morning, heightened tensions between the West and Tehran as the EU agrees to ban Iranian oil imports. We'll talk about that story more when we come right back.